So today I'm going to talk about some of the individual elements that when put together make this.
Watch the whole world go.
So I have these two pads that are layered together to make this sort of massive, expansive sound, which are cool, but not a whole lot of movement within them, right? A little bit with the filter envelope. So then I also layered it with this arpeggio. Made them super wet and just had the panning just like swirling from left to right, and layered it in with the pads so that it just feels like one big, massive, swelling, moving wash enveloping the listener. I have this pretty harsh sounding farfisa layered in as well, and that sounds like this. Because as a lot of you know, I'm going for like a big, warm, fuzzy feeling with these songs. Sonically, not really lyrically, but usually that means a bit of saturation on top. And when I say on top, I mean on top of the frequency spectrum. So it's like a hedgehog. It's like spiky on the top, smooth on the bottom. I don't know that hedgehogs are actually smooth on the bottom. Please don't give me the side eye. And then there's this mellotron that comes in the verse. I use the mellotron a lot. It's just sort of part of my sonic palette identity for this record. Because when I'm using all these modern synths, the mellotron still keeps it kind of timeless. I'm sorry if you hear snoring. That's my dog. Literally just passed out. She's alive. But yeah, then we have these guitars. A little ratty, not super fuzzed out because I don't want them to lose that clarity. But then in the verse, these super chuggy guitars come in and sort of hold down the bottom, while the other guitars ring out on open chords to sort of brighten it up with the higher notes. Okay, fuzzy bass. So I use fuzzy bass a lot. If a part requires dirty guitars, I wanted to be a little bit unconventional with this and lean on the bass for that distortion instead of the guitars. I just wanted to approach it differently. Usually the guitars are dirty and the bass is clean. So whenever you hear fuzzy bass on this record, it's actually two signals. One that's dirty, which is this, and then one that's clean, which is this. The dirty has more top end and the clean has more bottom end, because hedgehog. And then we got these drums. So I wanted these drums to just feel like madness until the verse. The song is about the world going mad, so the drums should feel hectic. It's actually a pretty long time to just like keep you in this like tension. But then comes the verse and there's a beat and release. The lyrical imagery here is an astronaut watching his home, Earth, burn from afar. Because back in 2020 when I wrote this, being isolated because COVID just hit, watching all the crazy news, what looked like stormtroopers beating on protesters, it was just a lot to see on your screen. But then I didn't release it then because I felt like, okay, well, when things get back to normal, there's going to be a billion of these like sort of pandemic babies, you know, these movies and songs that were sort of birthed in this time. And I was afraid it would feel dated. But unfortunately, years later, it doesn't feel dated. And I still sort of feel like this sometimes watching the news. I never really preach in my songs. I never tell people what they should do or how they should feel. I never say this is this and that is that. Not because I'm afraid of like controversy or backlash. It's just not my style as a songwriter. It never has been. But what is very much my style is to talk about what I'm going through personally. And to act like these things don't affect me on a personal level, I think at that point it would just be dishonest. So yeah, I hope you like the song, and thanks for listening.